Doctor, the Prophet, the Psychic, coming back at you again with another video. And don't y'all forget the Tennis Pastor, coming back at you again with another video, people. I'm trying to get it rolling again. I know I haven't been doing as many videos in the last week or so, but I've been watching things from a distance. The Magic Man is sort of half on vacation from tennis. It's sort of, I don't think I'm as deep into tennis. I'm just sort of zooming back into the Montreal. But the Magic Man sort of, took a break from it for a little bit. Then I sort of came back, touched up a few videos, let y'all know what I thought about the Wimbledon and all that stuff and where we are now. And but let's get this thing going. Let me just get to the point here. The Montreal is going on, the Rogers Cup. So I have a big question here. And people, this question is going to be asked in every tournament. And it could be the narrative for the next year or more than, for the next few years even, if the Djokovic holds his high level. Now, people, I just did a video last week saying that the Djokovic is a pain in the ass to Nadal and Federer, and a bigger pain in the ass to Nadal. And I explained why. Because Federer already got 20, and the Djokovic, he's kept Nadal from getting 20. And it was Nadal probably would have already surpassed Federer if he would have been able to beat the Djokovic back in their peak, during their rivalry. Okay, so let me get to the question. So you may be saying, okay, why are you saying that, Magic Man, about the video about the Djokovic being a pain in the ass to Nadal? Well, people, now here's the question that's relevant to that, is that who is the favorite, okay, to win the Montreal between the Djokovic and Nadal? Now, let's leave Federer out of this. We know we have to see how Federer is going to be looking in Cincinnati. But this is, well, and let me say something about this now. This question is not just for the Montreal. This question is going to be asked again. Who's the favorite between Nadal and the Djokovic for the Cincinnati? Who's the favorite between Nadal and the Djokovic for the U.S. Open? And this question is going to be asked for every tournament. Now, of course, we know the Djokovic, he is back. Now, there is a question, and I may deal with that in this video or maybe another video, because I got to respond to old Tennis Rules, one of the subscribers. Tennis Rules, he's saying that he doesn't really believe that Djokovic is going to sustain this level, and he ain't convinced that the Djokovic can really still beat Nadal after the way that Djokovic beat Nadal in the Wimbledon. So I may address that in this video, but let me see how this video goes. Now, so let's get back to that question. So who's the favorite? Because it's between those two guys. Now, and the reason why there's a question is because the Djokovic is so good and he got his level back, super level, and Nadal got his super level, and Nadal's #1 in the world. And Nadal is playing very good tennis now. But on the other hand, the Djokovic is better, has proven he's better than Nadal on the hard court. He has so many hard court records that the Djokovic got some hard court records that even Federer doesn't have, okay? He got more Master Series on the hard court than Federer, actually. So who is the favorite? Okay, let me just tell you what I think now. I'm going to say the Djokovic is the favorite. If the Djokovic holds, not only for the Montreal, if the Djokovic holds his level, and I do believe he will. I mean, I'm not saying, now that don't mean that he couldn't get beat or have an off day, but still pretty well, he gonna stay at that super level somewhere up there. Like I said, you can have a lower super level, you can have a medium super level, you can have the high super level. I believe that Djokovic I believe that Djokovic will at least be in the low super level mode. And that's enough to beat most people. Even Nadal can barely beat even the low super level to Djokovic. If it's super level but low, that can still, man, even Nadal and Federer still will have to struggle to beat that. They could beat it, but even that would definitely beat everybody else. The low super level to Djokovic. It may not beat the high super level of Federer and the high super level of Nadal, but it'll beat everybody else, even just being the low super level. Okay, but yeah, I would say that Djokovic is the favorite to win the Montreal. Now, I don't have a problem with somebody putting Nadal as the favorite. I understand that Nadal's #1 in the world. Nadal is playing some of the best tennis of his career. Even Nadal fans, people, they're not giving Nadal credit for how well he played in the Wimbledon. People, listen, because one Nadal fan said, Magic Man, the Djokovic would not beat Nadal at the French Open because the only reason he beat Nadal on the grass because that's Nadal's weaker surface. Okay, half of that's true. But the problem with that statement that I have is that Nadal fans, they're not giving Nadal credit. People, Nadal played a great Wimbledon, a high-level Wimbledon, and all his matches was high-level. And the only reason he lost is because he faced a high level to Djokovic. He almost beat the Djokovic. It was close. That match could have gone either way. So people, and to tell you the truth, I already said this in another video. If I came from another planet and saw Nadal the way he played in the French Open this past year and the way he played in the Wimbledon, I would think he's better on the, besides, okay, he did go to a super level against Team in the final of the French Open. But besides that, all those other rounds that Nadal won, most of them were suspect. And his level wasn't that high. And so if you take all the rounds of the Wimbledon and compare them to all the rounds of the French Open this past year, you would say, I would have to say Nadal played better on grass this year. I'm saying this year than he played at the French Open. So my point is, I'm giving Nadal a compliment. That Nadal fans ain't really giving him is that Nadal is played at a high level on grass, okay? He just was unfortunate that the Djokovic resurged to the super level at the wrong time, man. And it kept Nadal, and he was able to stay just a half a level above Nadal to win the Wimbledon. Okay, but let's get back to that question. Who is the favorite to win the Montreal? I would say it's the Djokovic. Now, the favorite doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily win. I mean, Nadal could still win the Montreal. And I would say, for me, and I don't have a problem if somebody put Nadal as the favorite to win. I understand why they would put Nadal as the favorite to win the Montreal. But I'm going to have to say, for the tennis prophet, I'm going to go with the Djokovic. Because the Djokovic, you think he was confident on grass. He's even more confident on the hard court. And I would say the same thing for the Cincinnati. I'm going to have the Djokovic as the favorite to win the Cincinnati. Now, somebody would say, well, suppose Nadal wins the Montreal. Is the Djokovic still going to be the favorite to win the Cincinnati? I mean, that's interesting. But see, like I said before, just because, you know what, I probably would still keep the Djokovic as the favorite. The only way I'm going to take the Djokovic off the top favorite on the hard court is if his level drop. But if I just feel that Djokovic had a bad day, you know what, man, that ain't enough to for me to take the Djokovic off that top slot. Okay? And let me see if there's anything else about that, this whole thing. But like I said before, people, this whole thing of who's the favorite between the Djokovic and Nadal, choose whoever you want. I gave y'all my argument why I'm going with the Djokovic, you know. And that don't mean Nadal can't beat him now. Let me say that. Just because you the top favorite or clear favorite, that don't mean you can't get beat, especially by a Rafael Nadal, somebody that great. And like I said before, people, this is going to be the narrative in question for the next year or more. Who's the favorite between Nadal or Federer? And not just who's the favorite, who's going to win between Nadal and Federer. And I think I'm going to do that in another video. I need to address this whole, there are still some people that don't think the Djokovic They don't think that Djokovic is going, they know he's bad, but they don't think this thing is going to last a long time. So I want to address that. I think I sort of already addressed it, but I need to address it specifically against Nadal, though, because that's going to be the narrative. Okay, people, tennis preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Have a good one.